Dire team banned.
Alright, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Starladder Season 11. My name is Triumph-Man. This is the Southeast Asian Division Playoffs. This is Can't Say Whips up against Execration. Now, just want to say quickly, I was looking at the betting earlier, and it's roughly about 65% in favor of Can't Say Whips.
Radiant
Honestly,
team
I would have put it
banned.
closer to 50-50, so I'm impressed that everybody has this much faith in the
Dire team
Aussies.
banned.
But there will be a stand-in tonight for Can't Say Whips. They are missing Feeney. It will be Chain standing in. Fortunately, Feeney's not available. But Execration are up with their full lineup here. But here we go. Bands coming out straight away. So we've got Faceless Void and a Death Prophet ban. Okay, so fairly standard stuff there from
Radiant
CSW.
team
They're going to ban out a Naga for Execration. And I think that's mostly... we've seen some really, really brutal Rat Dota coming out of CSW with the Naga. She is just really, really aggravating to play against. Very difficult to stop once she gets rolling.
10 seconds
You just really have to have the kind of lineup that can just... basically punish
Dire
split
team
pushing.
pick.
If you don't have those heroes who can pick off solo targets, especially not just picking off a solo target, but a target who has a massively strong escape mechanism, plus the fact that she tends to get 6 slotted along the way. It's not like trying to pick off something like a Nature's Prophet. You're just trying to pick off a really super tanky target. But Execration will also ban out the Ember Spirit. Okay. We've seen some Ember from Whips, but nothing special.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't really think it's a targeted ban as much, so I feel like possibly they're looking at
5
something that doesn't want to
seconds
deal with
remaining.
it. Possibly looking at drafting a line that either doesn't want to deal with the mass cleave, or they don't want to deal with the kind of
Reserve
ability
time.
that Ember's going to bring to the board. I think it's going to be the cleave, though, that they're more worried about, but we'll see. Ogre, though, first pick for CSW.
Radiant
All-round
team
solid pick. Doesn't reveal anything, just picks up a nice little support choice. And remains flexible. Ogre plays just about anywhere. His regeneration is stupid. And, of course, you can play some pretty sick steroid lineups, especially if you're planning to pick something like a Medusa further down the line. Bloodlust, such a good steroid skill.
10
Now,
seconds remaining.
see, the Execration want to grab up. Well, what have we got left here? So we've got the Centaur. Panda's
5
still there as well.
seconds
They could go for
remaining.
Panda. I mean, they could even do a Panda Skywrath pick so they don't have to deal with the Skywrath if they wanted to, or they could just do something like Centaur Skywrath.
Reserve time.
And it will be a Panda. Now the question is, yeah, there we go. Skywrath's going to be picked up, so they can't
Dire team
put
pick.
that down on Whip's side. It's really, like, you can play against a Skywrath as a Panda. It's definitely possible, but it's just irritating, and it's something that you don't really want to deal with. And on top of that, Skywrath's just a strong pick as well. It doesn't shoehorn you into any particular strategy. It gives you a really strong hero who gives you a really strong support, who's relevant at just about all stages of the game. But the only place that he doesn't really do well in
Dire
is
team ban.
so those emergency TP defenses. And we see Whips, they say,
Radiant
okay, well,
team
we'll let you have the
ban.
Brew Skywrath combat. We're going to pick up the Batrider and then immediately ban at the Venge. And that's something else that Execration could have done as well. If they wanted to, they could have gone Batrider Venge. Picked up those two. That would give them... Because Batrider is so strong right now, but
Dire
he's always
team
been
ban.
good. As long as Last Cell is a superior magic disable, he will always be fantastic. But the issue is that currently Venge has been making her way back into the metagame, and she completely cripples the hero. So you have to either pick it or ban it. You can't really play it, or either just... It's really hard.
10
Even it's hard to...
seconds
Even if you see
remaining.
2 supports in the field, Venge is still pretty good as a semi-carry. You
5
can do
seconds
carry Venge, it's still
remaining.
okay, so it's possible that you end up playing into it regardless. But Execration will ban out the Queen of
Reserve
Pain. Now, this is a
time.
targeted ban here against CSW. They like to play the carry Queen of Pain, so they're going to take that off the board. And it matches up quite nicely against the Brewmaster mid as well. It doesn't have to deal with... It doesn't really care about him spamming Drunken Haze that much, because it can just CS and harass at the same time with Scream of Pain. And of course, the Dagger Harass is really
Radiant
quite strong as
team
well.
ban.
Now, Execration will also ban at the bottom. I feel it's
Radiant
also
team
sort of
pick.
going at... Sort of firing that at Whips there. It's more a targeted ban than sort of a hero ban. In the sense of, like... Ooh, an Earthshaker. So Kimmo going to be playing his signature Earthshaker
Dire
most likely. But
team
like a
pick.
hero ban is more like the Void and the problem. It's just the heroes you ban because they're ridiculous. The bottom is a hero that you ban usually because either a team or a player in particular you don't like them using it. And right now, none of these heroes are particularly... Like, Miranda doesn't really particularly gimp any particular hero either. She's just all-round strong in terms of just how flexible she is as a pickup. But Whips now. Third pick here. Will they go
10
for a call? They're
seconds
trying to pick up the
remaining.
second support. They're going to pick up another spot. They might want to make it range unless they're playing for some
5
kind of range carry. They
seconds
could
remaining.
end up playing into an offensive tri-lane here because like a... Execration are probably planning to put the Brewmaster
Reserve
mid, but a
time.
Brew Skywrath Mage and Earthshaker offensive tri-lane is something that can definitely happen. And if you're picking some kind of hard carry, like you want to get a Medusa farmed up or an anti-mage farmed up, it can be really, really hard to manage that when you've got Scarlet Mage continually bombarding them with Arcane Bolts. And then always the threat of the Fissure block as well. And Brewmaster's Thunderclap early on is quite strong as well, once he gets to level 3. But of course, the downside of playing the offensive trial is A, you really need to win, and B, like, Brewmaster needs to level.
Radiant
Slark being picked up here. Okay. I would say... kind of rough. Like, Slark could go in the mid, but it would be relatively... If they're expecting Brew mid, Slark and Brew, I think Brew definitely has the advantage there. The crit... It's not so much the... It's not so much to the Drunken Haze. In fact, the Drunken Haze is not that great against Slark, but it's more the fact that if he wants to come into range to CS, he's going to cop both... Quite probably a crit as well as a Thunderclap, and that's really hard for Slark to deal with, especially if he wants to counter
10 seconds remaining.
with his Pact.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
I feel like it's probably going to be a safe lane Slark, but again, Execration could try and send a tri-lane up against it, which could cause all sorts of issues, but that depends whether or not they pick a weak mid. They pick a weak mid, like a really weak mid, something that can't defend itself, something like a Shadow Fiend is really easy to pick off. They might not want to do that because the defensive tri-lane will struggle to defend that, especially with the Scarlet Mage. He's not too good at TPing in defense. Earthshaker, on the other hand, fantastic. So they do have the Earthshaker, but unless he's actually hanging around in the mid lane, it's fairly difficult for him to maintain enough mana early on because Fissure and even just the 75 mana to port is really expensive for him. But Whip's also banned out the Medusa, which is, yeah, it's alright. No massive synergies. In fact, sort of anti-synergies. The fact that Scarlet Mage doesn't really play nice with Medusa that easily.
Dire team pick.
Weaver going to be picked up for Execration. Now, that could be, I mean, Execration, their lineup is so flexible. They can do just about anything they want with this. Weaver off lanes, safe lanes, mids. He does just about anything. The Brewmaster could be mid, could be an offensive tri. It's really, this lineup here right now, it's really hard to draft based on where you think the heroes are going to go. It's going to have to just basically take their best guess. Execration might just be, basically, they're picking all these flexible heroes. And they could just make a last minute adjustment on the fly.
5 seconds remaining.
Weaver, too susceptible to Slark. In fact, Slark
Reserve time.
gonna have a hard time running that Weaver down. It's gonna be pretty annoying for him, actually. Depends how aggressive they're gonna play that Slark too. They might just spend a lot of time getting him farmed. We will see. On the other hand, Batrider, Weaver against Batrider, that's an ugly one for Weaver. He does not enjoy that one at all. Neither does the Brew, really. Like, Bat has that ability to... Wow, okay.
Radiant
that's something I haven't seen in a while. And against, I mean, if you get some burst damage against the Weaver, if they lock him down for even a short while, Weaver is going to basically implode. But that's actually fairly scary to play against. And also the Brewmaster, this just gives him some really, really strong bursts. It's the ability to lock somebody down with the lasso and make sure that they get taken out really, really quickly. But Puck, the final ban for Execration. Definitely could have been a solo mid, and it would have been really good against the Weaver too. The Weaver and the Brewmaster, which is basically an instantaneous, pretty much instantaneous silence. They can blink, silence, coil, and as well as Weaver also does not enjoy the new Dream Coil. The fact it goes through BKB is really, really painful to deal with. The Ags upgrade on the coil, so good right now. It's funny. The Ags upgrade for Puck went from one of the worst to actually a pretty damn strong, like probably one of the better ones. I'd rate it better than Lena and Lions, to be completely honest, and also the fact that Puck is way more likely to find the farm to get it as well. But the final ban for Whips will be the Centaur, which, yeah, there we go. They were looking for, they read that right. They were looking for an offlane pick, and they go with a Titan instead, which is still a pretty damn good option. And right now, Execration have some killer teamfight, which if something Whips are lacking is teamfight. They've got a good burst, good pick off, but they do not have good team fight. Not in the terms of Execration anyway. They've got Echo Slam, they've got Primal Split, they've got Ravage. Those three ults are going to be so hard for Whips to fight into, and they're probably going to have to try and make sure they split the map up. They don't want to take 5v5s at the moment. It's going to be really hard for them to win that one, unless Execration makes some serious misplays, or they guarantee to remove at least the Ravage or the Primal Split. But even then, they don't really have enough burst. They need to remove two. They need to get rid of the Earthshaker and the Tidehunter. Or, you know, and the Brewmaster. They've got to pick two of those heroes and take two of them out. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for them to win the fight. And, like, alright, so you initiate, you go and you try and burst down, say, Tidehunter, and then Earthshaker fissures the entire lineup, and then Brewmaster splits, and it just causes also havoc. And then Tidehunter, you don't burst him down, he just ravages. It's going to be... A 5v5, I don't think it's winnable for Whips. They have to make sure they split it up until they reach the late game at the very least, and somehow make sure they keep the Weaver underfarmed as well. Because Weaver is going to have so much potential to just run right through that back line. I think Whips, they know they've got a problem
10
here. They're going to go
seconds
right through their
remaining.
reserve time right now. The team fight right now on Execration, they don't really have good... The other
5
issue for Whips is they don't have
remaining.
good push either. Which is going to be a pain for them. They can't really split the map that easily and then just abuse the fact that if Execration want a 5... Like, one of the best ways to deal with a 5-man lineup is just go, alright, well, if you want a 5-man, well, for every tower that you 5-man and take, we push 2 towers in return. And they just don't have that. But they do have the Tinker, so maybe they can stall the game out. The Tinker, the Marching Machines, especially early on, it can punish early 5-man attempts, but I think Execration just not going to 5-man that early. It's going, okay, let's just get our core items. It's going to blink on our Brew, blink on our Tide, maybe see if we can find a blink on the Earthshaker, and then we'll try and make something happen. Around about the 25-minute mark, we'll just ball up and try and win fights. Just make sure we have the mech, the early items, and then we'll just take the fights from there on out. Because right now, they don't have amazing push. They can cut the wave off pretty easily. Weaver's okay as well on the push as well. He's not too bad. But they don't have anything spectacular either. But I mean, if you just 5-man up and go for it, you can do a ton of damage to the towers. But the CSW don't really have the lineup to punish it, so we'll see. The Marching Machines at least can stall it out though, so we'll see. They don't really have a super awesome ability to really shut down a Tinker either, but it's going to come down to whether or not this goes, how late this goes. Anyway, so I'll call the lineup here. So playing for Execration on the Radiant side, we've got Kimo on his signature Earthshaker, Doc playing the Weaver, Primo playing the Brewmaster, and in the bottom lane, it looks like Iwi's going to be down here with the Tide, and Fox playing the Scarith Mage. For the Dire team, playing for CSW, we've got Godot and the Lena, Risk playing the Ogre Magi, 2D on the Batrider, Musica on Slark, and Chains standing in on the Tinker. He's going to be playing solo mid today. The blocking wall coming down. A lot of pinging going out here. I think they see Musica. I don't think they're going to have a chance to pick him off, though. It's looking fairly unlikely at this point in time. They're lurking. Music's going to see them, and they're not going to be able to make anything happen. A lot of pinging coming out there. Both teams are seeing each other. Now, Boots first there for Bat. Risk is apparently also starting off with Boots. Just going to feed Batrider a couple of extra tangos. I think he realizes he might be... In fact, he's going to have a pretty easy time because they didn't go for the offensive trial, but it's a Weaver. Well, this might be offensive, it might not. They might just be up here to help try and snag a kill, which is looking possible if Godot isn't watching here. He sees him, the ping comes out, he drops the ward and runs for his life there. Stun comes out there, it's on top of Fox. Fox may have made an error, it doesn't matter though, with the stun. Fisher comes out, but he's walked straight into the Tinker here. Tinker has got the laser, are they going to give chase? I don't know if they can get Fox though. Opening up with a blast. Fox is pretty quick. Oh, wait a minute. The Ogre's got boots, so they are going to run him out. There's the second stun comes out. They've got a third available. Leash comes out as well with a pounce. And this looks like a first blood right now for CSW. Fisher comes out as well. Lena now trying to run away. Doc also giving chase. Is going to be pursued by Risk. You see another fire blast. No, he decides to hold onto his mana here. They know they're not going to make anything happen, so they just back off. So CSW. A bit of a misplay there from Execration. They got split up and just fed away. A Scarith Mage. On top of that, Earthshaker kind of locked him in the corner. Like, he threw out the fissure and just blocked him off. And said, oh, shit. Has to run around that way. I mean, he probably could have made a better escape, but I guess he wasn't expecting to walk straight into Chains. He was expecting Chains to be further back, getting ready to block. Instead, Chains smelt blood and came for it. It's going to be offensive trial up against defense, and this is really hard. Execration, they're giving away the first blood, and it's an offensive trial lane. It's about the light. Like, you cannot really afford to lose. They could try and cut their losses now and say, alright, well, we didn't really pretend like they weren't going to trial lane in the first place and just have the supports roam or babysit mid and do other stuff. But right now, the fact that they're going to be behind XP, giving away that extra gold to the supports at the start as well, it's going to hurt. Slark's going to come forward as well. Now Kimo in trouble. He's got a Fissure up. He wants to use it. Then comes the Light Strike away. Leash comes out as well. Kimo throws out the stun. Musica now could be in trouble. They're going for the kill. We'll get a second kill there, but Musica's going to drop. And that's actually probably worth it in the end because Doc could quite easily kill this Lena as well. Doc's actually going to take another kill here, most likely. Although they're going to kill Fox as well in the meantime. Godot now in trouble. Doc giving chase. Going to Sakuchi forward. Godot going to go down. That's 2 kills now.
Breaks.
For Execration, Lena going to manage to pick up a double kill in the meantime, but I feel like if they were behind, that has definitely come out ahead for them now. The fact that Doc took that solo kill as well, that is so much experience and gold for him. 2 for 2, and you feed your carry and kill the enemy carry. I was saying that they were probably going to lose this try, but in the end, their CSW getting a little bit too bloodthirsty. And just overplaying it a little bit.
Thank you kindly.
That Weaver has so much physical damage to knock out here at the early stage of the game. Now they've got some counter wards though, so they might actually be able to harass the Weaver as he tries to fight them. Meanwhile, though, this bottom lane, it's going to be very, very easy for Tootie. He should be able to manage to win this one. Smash annoying. Now, Iwi now possibly in some trouble, taking some heavy hits there. Even through the Kraken shell as well. I don't think he... No, he didn't land the anchor smash. Tootie managing to avoid that. But this Weaver off to a fantastic start. He's 1-0-1 and is leading the CS at the moment, 11-1. Meanwhile, though, mid lane, Panda going 9 for 3 up against the 92 Tinker. Tinker going for laser and March Machines. He'll probably sit for 2 levels in laser and then build into Heat Seeker after the March Machines as well. The laser right now is level 2 just purely for the harass against Primo. Just going to abuse the fact he's up against a melee hero and he can afford to get those harassment out fairly easily. Meanwhile, Slark is not going to find much farm here in the end. Looked like it was a good start there for CSW, but they've definitely faltered quite heavily. Those 2 kills there for Doc have brought them right back into this tri-lane versus tri-lane match. And now with the firepower that Skyth Mage offers, it looks like they're going to quite handily win this. Unless they make some serious errors, it looks like CSW have lost this lane. Oh my god, that stupid Beaver courier. Wow. I didn't know anybody actually still use that at all ever. Possibly only, the only worst courier out there was Scotty the Scuttler. Going Tinker though, has picked up Soul Ring, ready to start spamming March Machines. He'll probably start. He was going to even get rearmed next. Actually, he'll save. That's not much point now. Oh, Fish is going to come out. Music on serious trouble. Will heal up there if they can. Pops the sticks. Going to try and get away. This poor man shield will keep him alive for now. Kimo now possibly in trouble. Salve up there for Music. Jump forward. Lands the pounce. Nicely done. Salve will get knocked off. Fire Blast comes out again. Godot though in trouble. One more Arcane Bolt and he's going to go down. Godot's going to go down now. Doc trying to run for his life. Music debuffing himself. Giving chase. Doc pops his own stuff now. Music in trouble. Going to throw out the Swarm. Arcane Bolt. One more hit. The poor man shield keep me alive for the moment. Pounces away onto the far side. Will manage to make his escape here. No, he won't. The Earthshaker's here. Kimo has respawned and has his vengeance in this life or the next. In the next, in fact, we'll pick up that kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, Panda with a haste rune. Gonna go for this. Chains now throws out the blind there with the laser. Primal split now. Chains in trouble. Will juke away though. No juke straight back into him. Or not. Gives him the slip at the moment. Walks into the air. Panda now. Rock gets tossed and now Chains in trouble. The TP support is coming. Can Lena make it here in time? No, she cuts the trees and blocks Chains for the moment. Doesn't matter though. The split is about to cool down. Stun comes out. Light strike away. Lands. Level 2 Dragon Slave as well. Not enough damage. No boots. Oh, no, Lena does have boots, but however, the Panda is just faster. It's a very early set of boots there for Lena. I think actually it looks like... Okay, Ogre's doing the support for the moment, so it looks like that's where Lena's managed to find the money for her boots. Oh, and she has 2 kills, so she's been taking the last hits there. This game, as it goes later, I'm a little bit... Oh man, it's such a... difficult to call. They've got the burst damage to kill the Weaver, is the thing, as we see in the top river there. They're going to have some trouble pop out. Primo now pops... Oh, he bottles it, but doesn't manage to use it. Primo gets cleaned up there. Risk taking this kill here.
Radiant's middle tower
A good
is under
engagement there,
attack.
considering Chains wasn't really involved at all. Is Primo not expecting to get caught with his pants down there. Now, Music, on the other hand, is not finding very much farm at all, which is to be expected up against the offensive tri-lane. The fact, well, you know what, they probably should have found more farm for him, but made some misplays, and they're paying the price for it. So now that they've not really got much advantage in this tri-lane anymore, Music has not managed to find any farm, and I think they've realised this. Godot and Riz, they're just rotating around looking for kills elsewhere. They realise there's not much they can do up against the tri-lane. They're just going to try and let Music get some levels, and then roll out from there. Try and get some more pickoffs. Avoid those. If they can keep getting pickoffs, they can probably snowball into a good position. The Tino just picked up his arcanes, but he's about halfway, close to halfway to picking up his Blink Dagger. And the problem for CSW is, like, while they had the burst damage to handle, Execration's line up in the late game, so this stun, chain stun, Primo though gets to the high ground, will cut line of sight, and will back off successfully. But even though they have the burst damage to deal with the Weaver in the late game, and the fact that Panda obviously scales down in the late game, and Chains has some amazing burst on the Tinker, the problem is, I feel, is the Primal Split's going to come out here. They're actually going to turn around and go for Chains. But the problem is that once the Blink Daggers, like the 20-25 minute timing, when Execration start popping out Blink Daggers in the lineup, they suddenly have a huge Alpha Strike potential, which really isn't the same kind of potential that Batrider has.
Dire's
The Blink
top
Echo,
tower
Blink
is under
Ravage,
attack.
Blink Clap Split. It's going to be so difficult for CSW to deal with it. And they're just basically going to be able to force towers down. Just it's a 5-man thing. And they don't have the counter push for CSW to play against it, really. And they're even doing that. They're just, oh, well, they can't do anything about this. Let's group up. Tide's going to come with Anchor Smash and the threat of Ravage. They can see he's level 6. They're going to know he's got Ravage. As Kimo, I should mention that Execration have been having issues with Steam during the day. Doc was almost not able to get in. Was having some serious issues with even just opening Dota. So, a couple of pauses here. Alright. Yes. I mean, that's it. Titan goes, I've got level 6, so I've got Ravage. I don't need a blink just yet. I'm just literally going to walk up the tower, reveal myself, and say, if you want to start a fight to defend this tower, be my guest. I will basically wreck your shit. Between Ravage and the Fissure, there's just no way that CSW can defend at the moment, especially when they've got a Weaver. All that during all that stun time, Weaver is just running in amongst them before they have the burst, because right now, obviously, Tinker's not ready to start bursting. Lena doesn't have a level 6 right yet. So Doc pretty much has a complete license to kill in these fights. He can just run around and do whatever the hell he pleases. And Tinker is still looking for his bots at the moment. He's not had the best farm, actually. I mean, they did try and dive on him earlier, but still. His farm could have been better by this point in the game. Now, if Trudy can get a Blink Dagger up and running, they've managed to find some pickoffs and slow the game down. CSW definitely have an opening, but as long, like, right now CSW need to be the ones in the offensive. They've got to delay these Blink Daggers. When Execration is split up like this, like you've got a target here, got a target there that they could make some quick burst plays on. Like, these are the targets they've got to try and hit. Although, obviously, Tide at the moment is a little bit hard to get at because they've got the 2 heroes here in the mid. But anybody they can pick off and just slow a Blink Dagger down on is going to give CSW such a better fighting chance to stay in this match. Because if things just go like this as they are, where Execration are allowed to farm to their heart's content, and just go, oh, let's just look for these Blinks. You know, Execration right now, not looking to start shit. Just happy to keep farming. Just get their core items and then they'll go. Tide now 1500 gold, just looking for that. Well, we'll see if it goes. I mean, he might not even do Blink first. He might actually do a mech. And this could be something like a mech Tide. If they just want to say, alright, well, Brew can get the Blink. He can do the early initiation. We've already got an Arcane Boots to help Brew out. And we've got a long range Fissure. We don't really need the Blink Ravage just yet. We could go for an earlier, just 5-man push item. Fissure comes out, catches wrist. I don't think they're getting this kill, though. If Brewmaster had Blink, definitely possible, but he's still looking for another 1,000 gold or so before he picks that up. And normally, March of Machines is really good to defend, but the problem is, like, say you try and defend mid, like, defend March of Machines, there's nothing to stop Execration from just wrapping around behind it and just goes and going, look, here's a Ravage behind you, back off from this tower or we'll blow you up. So, yeah, March of Machines is good to stall out a push, but Execration can definitely do it, especially, I mean, you can try March of Machines, but if Titan is standing around ready to blink somewhere, it's really, really hard to deal with.
It's a trigger!
We'll see if he just goes straight for the blink, or if he, I mean, he might actually try and do Arcanes first. If the Execration are playing super safe, we might see Arcanes first on the Brew. But I think he's going to go for the blink. He's got a bottle, he's got Magic Wand, he's got an Arcane Boots already on his team. So he should be okay to fight. It looks like Titan, he's just going to go blink first. Can I get the stun down? This will be a big kill if they can find it. The leash comes out there. He's got Ravage to try and defend himself. So he's going to go for it. Throws at the Ravage at the last second. Might actually get away. Fissure to cover. And now Musica falls low, but they can't manage to get the follow-up there. It doesn't matter, though. As long as they keep this tide alive, that was a really, really big save for Execration. They're tied. That would have put him behind by quite a bit. They would have lost 240 gold there. If they picked him off again, that had quite easily delay the Blink Dagger up until around about the 16-18 minute mark for sure. But now Tide's going to heal up, and he should have this. I mean, he's going to go and do one camp, and he'll probably have it by the time he gets out there. Meanwhile, Tinker trying to farm as hard as he can. The problem is he can't. Can't really use the bottom lane at the moment. They're still trying to get the farm there. But actually, no, well, no, he can now. Batrider has actually found his farm. He's got the Blink Dagger himself. So now Tinker has got room. I mean, Tinker could go here, but the problem is if he comes down here and starts spamming already, is it takes the farm away from Tootie. And if Tootie doesn't have his Blink Dagger, well, as many a poor carry player is in a pub has known, when Tinker comes to your lane, you don't get any last hits. So it's one of the downsides to like playing with a Tinker is it can be really hard to find your farm. So that's why we haven't really seen Chain moving about that much just yet. It's just he's trying to make sure that Musica and Tootie still get their core farm as well. Especially since Musica really just needs to find any sort of recovery farm they can. Gonna go for a pick off here on Doc. Tootie though reveals the blink as Tyner it's a pick off on Lena. That's just a fairly minor pick off there.
Burning up Kunkka's ships.
And Tidy's actually sitting on Blink Dagger money. I'm not sure what he's doing. If he's just waiting to decide what to do with it. And they're pinging out Doc here. I think that's, yeah, the ward's spotting him up, so they could go from Batrider.
Radiant's middle tower
He's in the lane. He's trying not to give it away. If he went straight at Doc, Doc could probably freak out and run away. Question is, will he manage to find him here? He doesn't actually know where he is at the moment. He's gonna, we'll need a blind blink to here to catch him. We're gonna blink forward there where Lasso comes out, catches him. In goes Kikuchi, but it's too late. Will be revealed here. Time lapse is out immediately. There is no follow-up stun. Unfortunately, Bat too far ahead of his team. They couldn't catch up to him in time. And that's a wasted Lasso. And also make sure that if they didn't notice it already, they know about it now. Now Tyner is setting up for a fight here. Oh, Tinker's porting in too. This could be huge for Execration. Blink Dagger ready to go unless Marching Machines clips him. Oh, he moves away as well. He's wary of it. Does manage to avoid it. And Tinker is going to port out with no repercussions just yet. Doc's not too scared at the moment. He knows even if he gets jumped there by the Lasso, he's quite happy. He says, alright, well, if 4 people come in and try and jump me, Tidy's just going to blink in and save my ass. If, not Shikuchi, doesn't need to though, it's actually like a level 1. Yeah, it's a level 1 rocket. In fact, going for level 3 laser. That's interesting. Don't normally see that. Blink out, oh, blink out, blink in. Primo gives chase, not quite fast enough though. Tootie skips away there. Meanwhile, this is what I mean, like they've got some push, but they can't smash down towers. So when we see this group up here by Execration, there is no punishment. Lena can't really manage to do it. Tinker, he can push the wave out, but he can't actually knock down the tower that quickly, as we see. Execration are making more of a headway there. Risk getting cut off. Blink. Thunderclap comes in. Risk in trouble. Doesn't get the stun out in time. Will get stuck in the corner there. Ravage comes out. Mystic flaring as well. Now Chain's trying to get away. Arcane Bolt can be chased. The Lasso now on Uwe. Uwe now dragged to the tower. Being beaten up. Doesn't matter though. We'll have the Anchor Smash down and the Kraken Shell level 2. Keeps alive. Echo Slam comes in. Earthshaker moves into position. Fissure again. Musica, no Dark Pack to save him there. Kimmo though still in trouble. Never mind. Musica now in trouble himself. Musica, Shadow Dances. Doesn't matter. Thunderclap comes in. Primo scoring the kill there. 2 down. None in return. Uwe blinks away. The tower's just not doing enough work here. Because in Soviet Dota, you protect tower. A League of Legends scrap here. You have to protect the towers. They don't do enough their own. Oh man, this is not good news for CSW. When Execration at 15 minutes are diving tier 2 towers and not losing a single hero, you know you got issues. This is it, they just do not have that ability to stand up against that. We saw the Tide just jumping in there, slaughtering that fight there with the Ravage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they didn't even get that big a fight off just yet, and it's only going to get worse as Earthshaker finds a Blink Dagger as well, picks up his own Arcane Boots as well. So with double Arcanes, they definitely don't need the Panda Arcanes here.
Regeneration!
Haste Rune there for Tootie. CSW, they've got to make some plays. This game is slowly getting out of hand for them. And they've missed the timing where they could slow down the Blink Daggers. Unfortunately, the supports have been playing... Like, they had a good rotation in the mid lane a little bit earlier, but since then they've been playing fairly greedy. In fact, they've just been... I think they're actually just prioritizing some farm on Lena. They've got some burst now, so maybe they can punish some... They decide to fight Primo. It's knocked back. 30 seconds still on his ultimate. Should be able to pick it. So they get the pick off there on Primo. Fairly minor pick off, though. It's not the target they really have to get right now. They've got to get that Weaver. The Blink Dagger's already out on the Brewmaster, already out on the Tidehunter as well, so it's no big deal if they die a couple of times. Especially if Primal Split's already down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Was 300 gold though for Tinker, which is nice, but there were Ancients being stacked up there. CSW don't actually have a way to steal that, really. They don't have any heroes that can tank it or fight it, and of course March Machines no longer works on them. Again, we see Tinker. Yep, okay, he's getting some creep waves down, but it's just not doing much to the tower. He's been doing that repeatedly. They've scored nothing out of it. Meanwhile, Ports are coming in mid. Primo going to give chase here. Doesn't look like it. And Doc's just running right. Like, Doc is just doing whatever the hell he feels like. He's going to have level 2 time lapse in a moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tinker. Oh, that Swarm shutting down his Blink Dagger. And Doc just dodging that there. Invis now smoke up there from Godot. Musica as well, also caught in the smoke. We'll move forward here. They expect this to be done. Oh, it's too late though. They moved in a position. They saw it was there. In fact, they have a ward up on the high ground too, but we're a little bit too slow. Courier hiding in the trees there. Not being picked off. Looks Lincoln's is almost on. The lasso comes in, gonna drag back. Primo Ravage comes out to counter the Primo Primal Split now. The fight is being turned around massively against CSW. Musica pop Shadow Dance. Wolf zip away here. Can he get away? Kimmo's moving forward. No, Fisher is down. Won't be able to push forward with that. And at the moment, no casualties for a lot of spells spent here. Risk getting it tossed up the air. Godot moving back in. Musica coming in as well. Godot now gonna have to try and save Risk. Risk though pretty much full health at the moment. Now possibly in trouble. Thunderclap comes out. Primo gonna get taken out. Those splits back in. He will get the return killer. Kimmo though stuck inside March Machines. Will go down. Musica almost down as well. Musica gonna run for his life. He needs to back away. Meanwhile, Mystic Flare comes in. Almost kills Godot. Godot just barely getting away. Oh, Rockets! Rockets brings down the Sky Earth Mage. But meanwhile, Doc is back in the fray here. Uses the time lapse as well. Jump back in. And it ends up being a fairly messy exchange there. A lot of spells spent initially. Nobody dying in the initial fight. It's just a slight overextension there. For Execration, however, they did get a bunch of cash. 700 gold on the Weaver. It was only 200 there on the Tinker instead. And Weaver now, he's got an early Lincoln, he's got his treads, got his ring, and now he's probably going to start building towards some damage. If he wanted to, he could go crit, or he could just go to something like a Desolator as well. This is going to be so brutal against the Tinker. If he picks up an early Deso, the Tinker is just going to melt. He's already got little enough armor as is, and he doesn't tend to build a Shivas until much later in the game. I don't think they even have a ring on the team either. Yeah, Slark's not carrying a ring, so I don't think they'll even have one for quite some time. So no armor buffs at the moment for CSW, so an early Deso would just mean Weaver would tear Tinker apart.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, he's got the vision as well. He can shut down Tinker's shenanigans. Like, if he sees where Tinker blinks to, can line him up with the bugs. And then just chew him up, throw him over the tree line. Baron are working on his 4-staff. That last fight did bring it back in CSW's favour a little bit, but I still feel like the game at the moment, the pace of the game as it's going, it is in Execration's hands at the moment. They are definitely looking a lot stronger. Just going into these fights, they're going to have such bigger advantage. Possibly the Ravage. Ravage was strong. Unfortunately, it just wasn't the follow-up there. Like, it was Ravage just purely to save. They had no follow-up there. They had the Primal Split, which got stuck in, but they didn't have the damage follow-up was the issue. Chain standing way back when he spams so much. In fact, it's fairly not super effective in terms of March Machines. Some scouting going to be done by the illusions there from Fox. Now a smoke up here. CSW, no, they've got to go for the pickoffs. They don't really want to take head-on engagements. I feel like they were really lucky to get out of that last fight as they did. That could have been a lot worse. But all ults are up now for Execration, so if they try and take a 5v5 under the tower, it's going to be ugly. And look, Titan knows that they had the better team fight. Now, and he's just going to see, let's just compound the issue. I'm going straight for a refresher. See the blink in though, gonna drag Primo back. Ravage comes out to zone them out, catches 4. They've got to also getting caught. 2D now goes down. They lose the Titan, but it doesn't matter. He's already spent his spells. In comes the Echo Slam, catching 2 there. They're in serious trouble. Risk tossed up in the air. Now Silence down on Chains. Chains is gonna go down. Risk now also being chased away. And a rock comes out, gonna stun him up, and that's gonna be 4 heroes down. Only Musica to escape. Musica goes back and tries to get a revenge kill. Kimmo though goes for the kill. Thunderclap as well. Shadow Dance for Musica. Tries to disengage, but they're on the case. They're gonna follow him down here. Gets silenced as well. There's the Ancient Seal. Musica now in some serious trouble. Crit, no crit. Yes, we'll go for it. Doesn't matter. Scarlet Mage taking the kill. A 5-man wipe. In exchange for 2 heroes, one of them support, the other the offlaner. Oh boy, this is what I mean. Those blink daggers just give Execration complete dominance in the team fights. And CSW, they went for the pickoffs, but even if they go for these, like, picking the one hero off in the 5v5, it doesn't work. There's no way they can possibly go after a Panda when Tide can just blink in and ravage them. That's 1,200 gold in that fight there for Skyrath Mage. Holy crap. I mean, the very least for CSW, it didn't go to the Weaver. That just would have been a death sentence. But 500 gold for Weaver. And Skyrath Mage goes, you know what? I am going to get myself a Ghost Scepter. And this means when Slark goes for, like, Musica's just trying to play from behind. He goes, alright, I'm playing Slark from behind. You saw what he does. He goes for the supports of the back line. Tries to find a squishy target and take it out. This doesn't really give him the option to go after the Skyrath Mage. He stands at extreme risk. Like, if he tries to pick up Skyrath Mage solo, Skyrath Mage is going to go, oh, well, I'm going to ride out your Shadow Dance with the Ghost Scepter, and when you come out, I'm going to basically silence you, slow you, and then drop a Mystic Flare on your head, and you're going to die. So he can't even go after the Skyrath Mage at the moment. Earthshaker plausible still. But Execration is still... Execration haven't even fully hit their stride yet in terms of the 5-on-5. They didn't have a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker in that last fight. And sure, he died, but he's within 500 gold of it now. He's very close. And Brumar's now going for a Blink Dagger.
It's a kegger!
No, not a Blink. Yeah, sorry, not a Blink. A BKB. Going full retard there. Brewmaster also getting relatively close to his BKB. 1,000 gold away from that. Once he gets that, not gonna, like, even if he gets lassoed, as long as he pops the BKB early enough, they're not going to have the follow-up burst to kill him. Even if Lena's were to have an Argnims in the next 5 minutes or so, she's not going to kill him with the Argnims. They just don't really have the right click potential here at the moment to try and deal with him. Bottle Generation Rune, and now CSW, I think they know that they can't afford to take these fights. They have some intel on Weavers. So you should see Tinker just going to continue farming. And, oh, Bloodstone first. Yeah, I feel like a Bloodstone first is kind of delaying the inevitable. When you're already losing the fights, an early Bloodstone, not so hot. I mean, to make the Bloodstone really good, they've really got to start landing some early kills with it. And right now, I mean, as we saw, they tried to take a fight just then, it just got wiped. They need something to really help them just take an early gank, just basically burst potential, really.
Radiant's top tower is under
He's
attack.
gonna harass probably a little bit, and he's gone for that death. So look how much. Oh no, never mind. Blink, disjoint. Look how much damage that's going to do. Anyway, Musica now trying to push for all he's worth here. Better clean that tower off as nobody comes. Oh, never mind. There were some ports coming to defend it. They decided to change their mind. They don't come up in time.
Structures are fortified.
See a Blink Echo Slam and Musica. Oh, Kimmo has found his Blink. Ouch! 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 And when your Earthshaker solo kills the enemy carry, you know you're off in a good place. Blink. Go. Did he... Even Totem. What level's Totem? Oh, it's only a level 1 Totem, so it's actually not that big a deal. Bottom line, the port's coming. Godot, though, just getting chewed up by Weaver. Sees Weaver coming out. Gonna have the Lincoln Spear disrupted there. Laguna Blade is ready. Laguna Blade comes out. Doesn't manage to time-lapse in time. They will burst him down there. Godot tosses down the counter ward and flees. Now, he's got a Blink Dagger here. How much money did that Weaver give up, actually? 640 gold to Lena. Meanwhile, mid lane, Chain's now in trouble. Gonna get stomped here. Follow-up stun there for Kimmo. Now we've got the Echo. No, never mind. Gonna come in there with the Ancient Anchor Smash as well. Mystic Flare on top of the Ancient Seal. It looks like Yui now might be in trouble. He's got Ravage to go if he wants to. Could pop it. Decides to pop it. Keeps trying to move back. He's got a Blink up. Ready to go now. Will manage to get away. Kimmo, though, looks like he will trade himself away. Is fair enough, although they're actually going to lose Fox as well. Fox actually going to burn up. And now, actually, Ui, wow. Okay, dives into that. Will go down. Committing suicide. Goes for the kill there on Musica. Musica getting immolated in a second. No, leaps up to the high ground there with the pounce. And will manage to get away most likely. 2D actually giving chase. Decides he wants to try and run down this Earth Panda here. Reeking gonna recomply, the Thunderclap comes in, and we'll get the kill there as well, looks like it. Oh my god, the multicast! As Chain come back in, the Bloodstone has been completed. Did he buy back in? No, he didn't, just respawn naturally, comes back in there, and they get 4 kills in return. As the recap is telling me filthy lies. I'm going to say that probably would have been a fairly big swing. As we see, yeah, 2.5k gold. They're actually probably closer to a 3,000 gold lead just lost. That's around about 5,000 gold turnaround there. CSW hitting hard there. So that was more of a scrappy fight. They didn't get the engagement they wanted. They picked people off as they retreated. And suddenly, CSW do have a chance in these fights if they take that kind of engagement where they don't have to deal with a full-on 5-on-5. As it looks like they're actually trying to transition Godot to some kind of semi-carry here. He's playing a very greedy 4 this match. He spent a lot of time farming the top lane, once they rotated Musica out of there. He spent a lot of time farming, didn't TP to the counter ganks or fights. Execration, though, definitely making some misplays. Like, they fed the Tidehunter. They did not need to lose the Tidehunter there. It could have just been the 2 supports lost, but instead they all decided to dive in and throw their lives away and just gave CSW a whole bunch of freebies, essentially. See, I think Kimo's hoping that Tinker is going to try and port in, and he's going to catch him with his pants down. I think CSW would have to be pretty silly to port the Tinker up against a multi-blinking lineup. And yeah, this is going to hurt. Time's never mind. Times are almost right, but instead kills the creep. And you know, Tinker looks like he's actually cancelling it. Chain's just messing with him. Ah, gotcha. Tricked you guys. Finally comes in now. I was going to say, it'd be pretty silly to port in against a line that has multiple blink stuns. And the fact as well, Weaver can spot him up in the tree line too. He's really going to be careful of that. The hell was that noise? Alright, that was something new. I have no idea what that was. Sort of pan flute going off there. $4K advantage right now for CSW. Definitely doing better than I expected. Execration haven't done, like, they had one good fight and then they haven't really put these blink daggers to work again. Still going to be super dangerous though for CSW to fight into this for the moment. Tidehunter is also really close to double ravage. Although I don't think he actually has the mana. He doesn't have the mana to facilitate a level 3 ravage is the issue at the moment. So if he hits 16 in the next couple of months, he might actually have to hold off on taking the level 3, or he won't be able to guarantee a double ravage. He does have 2 sets of arcane boots on the team though. Meanwhile though, Slark has done a pretty impressive job of getting some cash back in this game. Considering how poor he was at the start of the game, to be the 3rd highest net worth at the moment is a pretty good feat for him. He has picked up the Recovery Midas, of course, and also has a Casual Yasha. Also the BKB. BKBs as well, actually. For CSW, BKBs are going to be their saving grace, but the downside is the Weaver is really hitting hard physically right now. The Desolator, the negative armor coming out, and the Geminate attack, really, really tough for Slark to deal with at the moment. Just doesn't have that much health, or even that much armor. Like, one hit from Weaver and he's on 0 armor. That is really going to be super painful, especially since nobody in his team is carrying armor auras. Actually kind of surprising. So Tinker is going to go for, I'm going to assume it's going to be a Hex next. They really need some more control, like any more control that they can find. Help deal with the Weaver in the late game. As well as just like throwing down an early Hex on like Yui or Primo here would be really, really good. It's blinking the Hex one as the Batrider lassos the other. Then of course you've got the problem with the 3rd one. Earthshake can of course just disrupt the fight entirely. Oh, whoa! Shiva Ravage! What was that? Oh, I mean, it's one thing to throw a fissure at it. Oh my god! Execration 3-2-2, doesn't matter. He goes, tricked you, I've got a second one. Echo Slam, it was bait. It was next level bait right there, and then it did cost him a panda though. A nice attempt, but now Musica BKB's up, says, alright, have at you. It was a cute trick, but I'm going to make you pay for it. Jumps forward there, Pounce comes in. Ui now in some serious trouble, will go down. Oh man, a cute play there from Execration. But in the end... Yeah, I don't know. Was it a cute play or was it 3-2-2? Oh my god, what the fuck was that? stupidest shit I've seen. Was it a deliberate Shiva Ravage? Or was it a bait? You decide. Oh man, I have no idea. That could have been either or. I mean, it's one thing to throw out the hopeful. I hope I time this Fissure just right to get the Tinker as he blinks in, as he TPs in before he blinks.
Radiant's middle tower is under
which is
attack.
actually really difficult because, you know, he shift cues the blink, but to throw a Ravage at it, that's I'm gonna say it was a bait because I don't want to think he was that dumb to throw a Ravage at it. Like, just the travel time alone on the Ravage is how are you expected to hit that? Anyway, I mean, had they, alright, I'm going to say, had they actually managed to get the BKB and the split off on the Brew, that would have been quite possibly an entirely different fight. The issue was, I don't think they were prepared to take on the Slark's BKB. That was the issue. And they landed a great Blink Echo Slam. He got 3 people point blank, plus a bunch of creep. It was really, really good. Unfortunately, just Brewmaster, it was a little bit too late for him. If they kept him alive, maybe they could have handled it, but still, that would have been the issue of Musica. Was the only person who can clobber Musica is Weaver. As we see there, another 3k gold swing in favor of CSW. My god, that was a good fight for them. Batrider also with his own BKB. Let's see where he goes next. BKB 4-star. He's been pretty. Those last couple of fights have really fed him a lot of money here. Tinker now as well. This blood. I'm still not really loving this Bloodstone. I feel like Execration really could have punished them for going for that, but right now CSW, they've been given space and they're making use of it.
Radiant's bottom tower
As Lena
is
picks
under
up the blink
attack.
and the Yules. Like, this is actually pretty damn dangerous for the... Actually, no, it's not. Even if she blinks and Yules, the Weaver still has the Yule, still has the Lincoln, so it's not super susceptible. But they could just go for the pickoffs and say the Panda. The Blink Lasso going to come in though. Primo now possibly in trouble. Stun comes out. Primo, Laguna Blade gets burst down. He needs to get that. BKB off. Again, just too slow on the BKB. Like this is it. Like he's had this for a while now, like 8 minutes or so, and he hasn't done anything with it. That's 2 fights he's gone through. As you see, uh-oh, Weaver. Oh, Tinker. So much damage, physical damage coming out. Now the stun comes out. Oh, Kimo multicast comes out. Slut. Echo Slam comes in, but now we go Ravage blink in. Ravage number 1. Ravage number 2. And in comes the Weaver. Gets the counter kill on the Tinker there. But can they take on Musica is the question. We'll find out in a moment. Yui goes down. Multicast from Risk again. Super skills from him. And Weaver, he can't fight 3 it seems. Link gets pops. Will time-lapse back and runs for his life. Do they have detection? Oh, they're following him. I don't think they've... Oh, yes they do. Docked out. Oh, he's in trouble. We'll go down. Again, CSW take another good fight. In the face of a double Ravage, an Echo Slam. All the goods. Somehow they're coming out on top in these fights. I don't know. Actually, I do. It's the fact that they're taking these fights, but the problem is they're not getting the wombo combo. They have this really good team fight power, but again, they're not getting it out because Brewmaster isn't splitting. The fights that Execration have won earlier on, they got the split off in. These last 2 fights, no split. One because Brewmaster got burst down here, and then Brewmaster wasn't up here, and then the first one he got burst initially. Just lasso, burst. He's not getting the, like, even if he gets lassoed, he must have the BKB off. If he's got the BKB off, they won't burst him down inside. He will have a chance to split. He's just been too slow. Which, I mean, arguably, Execration, they do have ping issues, but then again, so does CSW, so, you know, give and take. I don't think either the Philippines or Australia gets great ping to Southeast Asian servers. Risto has picked up. I think it's going to be pretty mandatory. In fact, I think Tinker might even. I think Tinker actually probably should. He's picked up the Shiva's Guard. He probably could have actually just gone screw it and. Actually, no, maybe not. If he picks up the Ghost Scepter, he's going to get smashed by Earthshaker and Tidehunter, so maybe not. Oh, not to mention, actually, yeah, no, he can't go. Yeah, if he goes early Ghost Scepter, he just gets blown up by Scythe Mage, so probably not then. The gem there on the Batrider. And some of this game is getting pretty ugly for Weaver. Still working on a BKB of his own now. Looked like he was... Yeah, Weaver got off to such a flying start. Crushed the enemy tri-lane despite having like a losing the first blood. Crushed the enemy tri-lane. Took a bunch of kills out of it. Got a whole... Like, he was the most on the CS2 as well, was the other big deal. Absolutely crushing them. One of the benefits to picking up that Shiva's on the Tinker this early as well, it just gives them that zoning AoE they can use to shut down Blink Daggers. Actually kind of useful as well. Primo's lurking with his invis room. Yui though just going to continue farming. Looks like they want to pick up some... It looks like they want to pick up a pipe here. Or it might just be a casual cloak from Tidehunter. Lena's such a race car at the moment. The Bloodlust, the Yules, her passive... Holy crap, she moves so damn fast. She's 452 whenever she doesn't have
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And one stack, like 3 stacks, and she's at maximum movement speed. 2 stacks, she's like almost there. She's like 7 short, 7 MS short. That's amazing. And that is a level 4 Bloodlust. There he is, prioritized now. Actually, the blood is really good for Slark. He's going to steal so many stats off Weaver. If you can just lay into him, that's a lot of damage actually.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'd say CSW right now is definitely... Execration have given them a wide open window, and they've always got to be careful. Like, if you can make 1 or 2 bad plays against double Ravage, as it looks like, well, I say you make some bad plays, but then you lose your Brewmaster for a 3rd fight in a row, and you don't BKB. It's just... Oh, man. I mean, he could have stalled that fight, too. He could have just BKB'd, rode at the lasso, split, stalled the fight for another 5 seconds. And his team is relatively close by. Speaking of relatively close by, Ravage number 1 going to come out. Ravage number 2, will he commit? Not just yet. Finch is going to come out, knock him on the wrong side. Lena gets burst down. They go up trouble. Ravage number 2, not being used just yet. Going to hold on. They will lose the tide. 2 down right now for Execration. 1 down for CSW. Still giving chase. In comes the Blink Echo. Music are now in trouble. Will bring down. It's just his first life though. Stun comes through. It's a multicast ×2, and Kimmo gets wiped out here. Tinker comes back into the fray. Doc getting dragged back right now, getting lassoed up as well, burned down by the Firefly. He's already used the time lapse, and he will get brought down here now. 2D running for his life. The Pandas are in hot pursuit here. Flame Bandit giving chase there. I hear a laser go off. It's giving, I think it's hitting Pandas. Never mind. And Blink forward there. Oh, they're going to start the Arctic Blast once again. Wrist still in the frame. Music are here as well. They're on top of the Earth Panda. And this looks like an easy kill here. Primo doesn't blink away fast enough. Will get taken out. And suddenly CSW snatch yet another good fight. And that's a buyback from the Panda as well to split. But this time around, they didn't get double Ravage, and they're stuck off in the corner. The Fissure locked the tide out of the fight. Execration are just making some serious misplays here. As again, this recap is telling me filthy lies. I swear half the time the recap is fucking useless. Meanwhile, Fox now walks into the fight here. I think he might regret this. In fact, he's definitely going to regret this. This Batrider jumps in on top of him, and Fox is going to burn down. His Ghost Scepter is not going to save you from the fire, my friend. Tier 2 tower and mid goes down. 3 heroes still down. Buyback on the... No buybacks available at all. And they're just going to head bottom. CSW say, we've got 30 seconds to make something happen. Let's go for it. And here a lasso get used now. Yui, he's got a second Ravage. He wants to try and buy some time with it. Will he? No, not just yet. He's going to back off. Lunar Blade, Fire Blast. Oh! Execration that is dying 1 by 1 like lemmings. One after the other. They walk up to try and defend and just get picked off. Tinker ports back to the fight now. Now Doc in trouble. Lincoln's already popped. He's trying to build a crit right now, most likely. Or it actually could be Blame Up, but I think it's going to be crit. Tier 3 in bottom lane now in trouble. Tier 3 in mid already gone. Fissure comes out on Musica. No follow-up for the moment. Or maybe they are going to go for it. Doc's going to move in there, do some damage to Musica. Musica now with a basher as well. Going to rejoin his team. Safety in numbers. They know Echo Slam is down. Primal split ready to go. This time an actual BKB charge used by Primo. I think it's the first one. It's his first BKB charge in about 12 minutes of having a BKB is risk. Gonna pop his Ghost Scepter as they try and help him get out. Split comes out. Laguna Blade misses. Weaver now doing some serious damage there to Lena. Just a couple of hits there. Timeline's back. Gets out of the fight there. And they will manage to pick off Ogre. Wow. They also get the Tinker who suicides. But they pick off the Ogre. Tinker suicides and will pop straight back up in a moment. 4-star forward on top of Doc. Doc giving chase here. Is it a bait though? Going to try and take him down. Lasso comes out. Laguna Blade ready to go. Doesn't pop it just yet. Gets silenced up. He can't use it. Ancient Seals on top of him. Music, it doesn't have the damage. Doc is going to get away here unless he get the blink down. No, he gets slowed. He turns to fight and makes a serious mistake. Oh, turning to fight with a sticky napalm. He gets taken out there, and they don't even get the bat. The bat slips away. Musica now Shadow dances. Ravage comes out to slow him down. Ravage number 2 available if they want. It decides not to go for it. We'll hold it off. Musica, though, will get away, and it looks like Tootie pops the BKB and escapes. So it took Panda 12 minutes and 4 fights to use a BKB charge. That's kind of how you throw games, guys. You buy BKB, you kind of need to use it when you get into team fights and get ganked. I mean, he goes to Scout Rush and then doesn't pop the BKB. Like, or he's not preparing to pop, and like doesn't have his finger on the BKB, but as soon as something blinks at him, he needs to pop it instantaneously. Fortunately, he doesn't do it, and gives away another series of kills. Oh, man. Though, working on that pipe's getting there. And Slark just follows the courier out, says, oh look, a free kill for me. Fox dies now that Fox is gone, he can quite happily bring down Primo. He's going to at the very least force in a primal split here. And all BKB actually gets bashed on the middle of the BKB. Fishy comes out now. Musica, though, probably doesn't care too much. He's actually, no, he doesn't have Shadow Dance up. This could be a problem. Lasso comes out. BKB's pop-up. Musica, though, taking a serious hit here from Weaver. Weaver doing critical damage to him. Has to back off. They will get the kill, though, regardless. Tootie, though, racking up a kill there on the Panda in the end. Blink forward there from Tinker. Tinker giving chase as well. And a blink forward. Leo's in a light strike away. Will we have a Laguna Blade to follow up? Yes, we will. Not enough damage. Yui is going to get away most likely. But Lina's so fast. Although, holy crap. Doc crits him down. No armor and a crit. Oh boy, you're dead. Oh, time lapse back. And you see me now, you don't. Doc just managing to get away there. But this is probably going to cost some Arax. Bottom Rax is going down. Mid Rax down trouble as well. When the Panda went down again, another fight didn't manage to split in.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Pings are going, I think they're saying, hey guys, we're meant to be doing something about this. There we go, Music is now wailing away on the Rax. Rax is going to go down here, nothing to cancel, Chains TPing out.
Radiant's
they've got the firepower to kill Musica. The damage from Weaver is absurd right now.
Radiant's middle barracks
and Slark does have a lot of armor with all his stolen agility stacks, but I mean, he's stolen 54 agility. That's a lot of armor, but still. He's taking a ton of damage from Weaver. We saw Lina, like, just negative 3 armor, and you're getting hit by, like, 600 damage crits, like, amplified. Ugh. That's just gross. And he's just spamming this down. This is going to TP out. He's going to give a damn. That's, you know, when you're playing against a blinking Earthshaker, that's a pretty carefree maneuver there. I'm just going to TP out under a tower against a BK, like against a blinking Earthshaker. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Invisibility.
We're in a high ground ward, which apparently I think they messed it up. It doesn't appear to have worked that well. Switch to Radiant Vision. Yeah, I think they messed it up. I don't know why. That seems like it should work. Yeah, this one, though. That one worked. These wards are really arbitrary as to when they do and don't want to work. Fisher going to come out there. Risto take your alone. We'll pop the Ghost Scepter, though. Blink forward for Kimo. Goes for the stun. Doesn't find it. Meanwhile, TP support is coming. Batriders here. TP support more coming. Godot, though, gets crushed by the Weaver. Is going to get taken out by the Arcane Bolt. Most like a Ravage comes out there as well. No, Lena's still alive somehow. A godlike streak for Musica. Now the Panda pops the BKB, giving chase though, but no follow-up yet again. No Echo Slam, no Ravage pop. The Primal Split's there, but they've already lost 2, and they're still chasing a support with the Primal Split. It's a complete waste of time. Meanwhile, further down, Fox getting taken out. There we go. Does get cleaned up. A triple kill for Musica. Like, you have the Wombo combo lineup to fight with, and then you spend your Primal Split on an Ogre Magi, as we see him miss this stun there from the most part, Primo, and then Primo dies. So you spend your Primal Split on an Ogre, you don't Ravage, you don't double Ravage, you don't even single Ravage, you don't Echo Slam. It's just, like, you've got the firepower to take a 5-man fight, but if you don't use the spells, well, you don't win. Like, what can I say? What can I say? You lose 4 guys, and then all your axes and the game just ends. I feel like Execration should have done so much better with this lineup, especially after the start that they got off to.
Radiant structures
I mean,
are
CSW have
fortified.
played well with the cards that they were given, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it was definitely Execration's game to lose, or throw, as it were.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Now Hex there on Kimo. Kimo's going to pop out in a
Radiant's
second. He's going to
top
go for the
barracks are
Echo
under
here in a mo. Never mind, doesn't go for it. Could have gone for it, didn't know.
Radiant's top barracks.
There's the
has
amplified
fallen.
damage there. There we go. Ravage comes out. Ravage number 1. Refresh. Ravage number 2. But it's not affecting Musica. We'll get the Tinker at the very least. Down goes the Tide Under. Now Risk in trouble. Possibly. Oh, Echo Slam comes in. But GG is called. Musica
Radiant's middle tower
still has his ult up too. He could just Shadow Dance at any given time. And there we go. Nope, not even going to pop it just yet. GG has been called anyway. So CSW will round this one out.
Radiant's middle tower
This is
has
actually their
fallen.
first win in Starladder at the moment.
Radiant's ancient
But a much
is
needed
under
win
attack.
regardless. Execration, oh man, this line, I feel like they had such a good draft against what CSW lined up against them as apparently somebody is cancelling the GGs. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, somebody just wants to fight and they keep cancelling the GGs, but Kimo looks like Uwe has left. Oh, anyway, so I feel like, yeah, Execration should have done so much better than they did. Just basically, they had the team fight lineup, but then just not really through, how should I put it? Wasn't really through CSW's play. It was that they were prevented from taking the 5-man fights. They just didn't take good 5-man fights. Just they were sloppy all around. Just mistake here or there. Just gave CSW the edge they needed in the fight to round it up. And I mean, we saw some really crazy, like the Shiva Ravage bait with a refresher, and Panda not BKBing for 12 straight minutes. Just, I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This was Triumph of Man casting Starladder. Now, we do have another match coming up in a moment, so stay tuned. We will have coming up next, in fact, in 15 minutes, we will have G-Guard versus First Departure. Stay tuned for that. And after that, we will have Team Malaysia, whatever remains of them. I actually haven't seen the new roster, so we'll find out. Up against G-Guard as well at 11 PM Singaporean time. Anyway, guys, this has been Triumph of Man casting, the Southeast Asian division for Starladder Season 11. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes.